So you think there's a motive behind him saying coming back this year?
1,000%.
Them not going to get a big time quarterback.
1,000%.
You
Minnesota,
think
their quarterback tears their Achilles. Within a week, they trade for Josh Dobbs. Matthew Stafford goes down. Within a week, they go get Carson Wentz. And the Jets, silent. They get Trevor Siemian, who they can't even call up from the practice squad, who, by the way, in his 30 career starts is a much better quarterback than Zach Wilson in his 30 career starts. So he should be up for the practice squad. But who's the guy who's backing up Zach Wilson, who's on the game day roster? Another guy who's Aaron Rodgers' buddy, right? So Lazard's dropping passes. Billy Turner is a turnstile. You have Randall Cobb out there doing nothing. I'm shocked they're able to give him a healthy scratch without Rodgers say so, right? And you have, so are we just catering to this guy? Like I was on the train and I got home at 2:00 in the morning because New Jersey transit fucking sucks. And they're like, I can't stand this anymore. And I'm sorry for swearing, but I was so irrationally upset that I saw a guy in an Aaron Rodgers jersey and I literally wanted to push him onto the train tracks. Like I was mad at the guy wearing the Aaron Rodgers jersey. I was like, it was irrational. First I was sad. I was just like, first I was angry. And then I was sad. Like how this was supposed to be different. This was supposed to be different this year. We were supposed to have Rodgers. It was supposed to be different. And if you were failing with Rodgers, I could at least say, okay, we went out, we made the move. We got it wrong. But I can't believe a year later I was looking back at my Instagram, my podcast from last year, and I'm talking about how if Zach Wilson starts again, everyone needs to be fired. And I'm having the same conversations a year later. How? We moved on. We made this decision. It's mind-numbing.
Well, I'll tell you this. New York hasn't been in this situation since Brett Favre, since we had like a big time like Hall of Fame quarterback come in. And I told you about this early on when we first started recording, when we first started our co-hosting together. I told you there are certain quarterbacks in the league that have say so. There are certain quarterbacks, and I told you early on.
Yep.
We know he has say so. Because you saw who he brought in. He brought those guys in. And then not only did they do that, they brought the guy that he has somewhat of a history with calling the plays. He has say so, man.
Yep.
He has say so. So now, as an organization, you have to make that decision. You have to make a big decision. But they did sign him to a 2-year deal, right? I think it's 2-year deal, right?
Yep.
Guaranteed a lot of money. So now you're like stuck with this guy making these decisions to where like, okay, Joe Douglas,
and the blind hope
do you think they're going to keep you?
Come back next year, yeah.
Do you think they're going to keep you over Aaron Rodgers next year? Like if something just Robert Saleh, do you think they're going to keep you? Like these are the type of things that I don't think Jet fans are used to when you talk about a guy coming in having that much control, right? We talk about I kind of related to the NBA when you talk about all these superstars, these guys who they want to build this big team, this mega team, and partner up and go win an NBA title. That's what the NFL is slowly trying to become.
Yeah, he's Aaron fucking James Harden.
It is, and now you're starting to see it because you solely put all your eggs in one basket, and it was just like no plan B. Like it's like once plan A was gone, plan B has been like non-existent. Like
and that's
plan
also
B was
arrogance.
You said plan B. Once the injury happened, once we knew it was a season-ending injury, go get a quarterback. That should have been the number one thing. But
he's still talking like, oh, it's not season-ending. It is season-ending.
It is, man. Like, I'm sorry, he's not gonna come back from an Achilles. He's not.
Well, now they're not even going to be in a position for him to come back. Like, what?
Why would he come back if they're not winning?
7?
Yeah, like if they're not winning, like why would you come back? So then all this you talk about, well, going into the off season, and we'll see how it goes then. Like, and then you see the Devontae Adams being in talks. Well, you ask yourself, who was that? You know what I mean? He probably like, no, dude, don't come over here just yet. Let's wait till the off season when I'm back. Like, it's so many different things that can go into it, man. That's outside of just the football world, bro. Like so many things behind closed doors that you don't know. It's a business, bro, and honestly, it's a business where relationships matter. So, I don't know what relationship is what in the building, or what's going on behind closed doors. It just makes you wonder, just looking outside in, you have to only have assumptions, you know what I mean? And they're doing a good job of keeping it in house.
Yeah, and with Rodgers, it's ridiculous because I, James Harden, I mentioned, was one of my favorite athletes, and maybe it says something about me. Aaron Rodgers is always one of my favorite quarterbacks, but I always knew that I didn't want James Harden to come to my team because I know how his personality was. I'm happy, like when in trade rumors just now, I'm like, don't come to the Knicks, just don't come to the Knicks. And then with Rodgers, though, like I was so happy when he came here because at the end of the day, football's different. And even with, his threats to the front office in Green Bay for all those years and all the different cryptic things that he's done, at the end of the day, his greatness on the field trumps all of it. And I am now watching this and how it's unfolded. And he's going to cost us a great GM and a great head coach. I want not great, but really good. Like Salah's been a really good head coach, in my opinion, with everything aside from Zach Wilson. Joe Douglas has been a really good GM with almost everything. He's made some mistakes, but every good GM makes some mistakes with everything outside of Zach Wilson. And you're gonna get those guys fired by forcing your decisions on everyone else, and then you're gonna cause the team to fray because the team's gonna turn on you. And you really think next year you're gonna come in here and solve it with a broken locker room and players leaving and a new coach and a new system and a new GM that you probably handpicked? It's just the same thing. It's a guy at the end of his career trying to milk it and just wants to be in the limelight again. And it's just so incredibly frustrating. I can't believe that I'm turning on this guy, but it is what it is. Like, how could you not turn on this guy?
I don't know.
We don't owe
I
you
mean,
anything. Like we talked about,
I
we
don't
don't
know.
owe Aaron
I mean,
Rodgers shit.
he yeah, but man, you have to understand the league, man. It's the league is, how can I say this? There are certain players that their name is just put on a certain tier in the league, and that's every position, and that's
I know,
all
but you
around the
haven't done
league.
anything for us.
Yeah, but he's still Aaron Rodgers to the league. Let's be honest. He's still Aaron Rodgers to the New York Jets. Like, and that comes with a lot. Honestly, Aaron Rodgers is going to have more opportunity, better opportunity than the next guy. Unless he's rolling out on a wheelchair. You know, um, I never seen. If this was any other quarterback in the league, I don't even think you continue talking about a guy that's injured. Like,
Yeah,
this
look
is
at
just because it's Aaron Rodgers, and now he knows, hey, the way my name can stay in the media is to give the fans hope, or
he's
all these
hurting the
different
team.
things,
He's
man.
hurting Zach Wilson. Look at Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is posting videos. His wife is posting videos of him at home playing catch with his kids. Like that's his recovery. And Josh Dobbs comes in. And by the way, the team loves Kirk Cousins, right? This is a team that loves Kirk Cousins. But when Josh Dobbs comes in and wins a game for them, they love Josh Dobbs
Mhm.
because you have to move on at some point. So you don't think this team would rally the fuck around Trevor Siemian if he came in here and started throwing some touchdowns? But no, they are not allowed to do that because they're looking over their shoulders at Aaron Rodgers, making it about himself, talking to Cobby, and tossing little passes on the
I mean, you're
sideline,
funny, bro.
preaching.
You're funny, dude.
I'm just frustrated.
I know it, man. It's the life of being a New York Jets fan, man, and you
Yeah, you're
know,
seeing it
you
now.
watched
All
it, and I
right,
played in it.
I know, dude. I
So,
need a break. Let's
it's a
take a
love-hate
timeout.
thing, though, right?
Yeah. My God. All right, let's take a break. We'll talk about there's still a game coming up this week. I
No
can't
way.
believe it's Thursday already and we have to talk about another freaking game.